welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for What I Eat in a Day, where it is always a fantastic day of food. So I'm sorry that I haven't had one of these go up in a while. I just haven't had too much time, but I'm feeling so much better recently, honestly, which is great because I had like a bit of a low point and I feel like I'm definitely getting through it now, which is awesome. So thank you so much for bearing with me. I'm hoping to get these up as frequently as I possibly can, so I hope you all enjoy it. So breakfast this morning was pretty nothingy. I fancied some cornflakes. It was a very quick and convenient breakfast. Feel free to check that on your app if you're wondering how many points it is. I can't really remember, if I'm completely honest, and of course a lot of you guys know I'm not tracking at the moment or at all, but I do like to give you guys a rough point value where I can. So that is what I had for my breakfast. For lunch, I'm fancying some kind of roasted vegetable cheese melt, only because I watched Ratatouille last night and I've just got a hankering for like roasted veg with bread and cheese. It's going to be delicious. And then tonight I'm whipping up a chicken coconut curry, which is so aromatic. Again, great for little ones, great for batch cooking, freezing, because it's nice and mild, so it's not like a curry that's going to be too spicy or spicy at all even. So a great way to get, you know, more exciting dishes onto your children's menus, or just a really lovely dinner for yourself that you can freeze some away with for another day. So that's what we're having. That is the menu. I hope you all enjoy it. Alright, so there isn't really a set plan for this meal per se. Again, I just wanted bread and cheese and vegetables. So I'm going to have some garlic, of course, aubergine because that's what I have in, but feel free if you have a courgette, if you have carrot, chuck it all in. I have a red pepper and also a yellow pepper that I'm going to slice up, and you'll never find a green pepper in my kitchen. And I'm just going to get my knife and we're going to chop those thinly.
And I'm just going to take care of my pet.
I'm just going to take care of my pet. So I'm just going to get these chopped, and then it's the spice blend that I'm going to be roasting these in that really does make it as well. So I'm just going to slice some red pepper. Again, I'm just going to roughly chop them, nothing too technical going on here. This recipe is going to be done in two parts, if you like. The first thing I'm going to do is to part cook these aubergines, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I want them to develop a really lovely colour on the bottom. So I'm literally just spreading them out into my oven dish, and I'm actually going to marinate these first with a bit of salt and pepper, some smoked paprika and a bit of harissa. I absolutely love harissa. It's something that I use a lot in my cooking, you guys will know. I really do enjoy it. So I'm going to have some harissa, but also I'm going to use some paprika as well. You can use smoked or you can use regular, it's really up to you. So I'm going in first with my harissa. You do not need a lot of harissa because it's quite an overpowering spice. You honestly don't need much of it, and it's really smoky as well, so it's perfect with meats and that kind of thing. Then some paprika. Again, you know, do this to taste. You really don't need much of it at all, especially if you're using smoked. But if you are using smoked, of course, that's going to complement the harissa because it's also quite a smoky spice as well. And then a little bit of olive oil on the top. Try and drizzle this as opposed to pouring it, because you know, you don't want to overdo it with olive oil, but you don't want to cut it out either. I love cooking with olive oil. I'm not really one to have fry light. And the thing about aubergines is they adore olive oil. They love to be soaked in it, and they drink up any marinade. So make sure that you do, you know, do be generous with it. It's a good fat. So this is going to go in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so as you can see, these have been part softened. So I'm going to add the layer of peppers and onions now. You don't have to be precious about the order that you get it in. You just want to make sure that you spread it out, but don't burn your hands in the process, guys. Be very careful because this dish is hot. Right, and the final step is to add the cheese. Now this has all been in combined now, I would say a good 20 minutes, so everything has softened down really nicely. I'm just going to grate some cheese over it. Again, I'm not weighing anything out or tracking, but feel free to get your scanner out. 20 grams is about 2 points on most WW plans, so do check that. But literally I just want a sprinkling of it because it is a melt after all, and I think, you know, cheese with roasted veg, there's just not much better, to be honest. So one final blast in the oven just for the cheese to soften and melt, and then we're gonna have it with some flatbread. Now I know I always mention these, it's not sponsored, I just absolutely love them. These are my flatbread of choice. I actually will only have half, only because this is quite a big portion for lunch, and to be honest with you, I don't really, I could have just ate that alone, but I do want something to dip in. So I'm gonna have half of one of these. A full one is 5 points. Now do make sure that you weigh it out, because on your app it comes up different to a portion when you weigh it. So I would recommend you guys doing that. But again, I'm just having half of it today. I'll probably have the other half tonight with my curry. So I will make sure to put that in some wrap. But yeah, last 5 to 10 minutes in the oven and then we're ready for lunch. And there we have it, guys, a delicious, warming, comforting and great for you lunch with so many nutrients in here. Again, I just cut my half of bread into 3 just so I can like scoop things up, but this is a perfect lunch for me. I absolutely love vegetables, especially when they're roasted. So the only thing you really have to factor in if you are pointing is your bread and your cheese and your oil. So feel free to check that on your app. I honestly didn't track oil even when I was losing, but you guys already know that. So I hope you all enjoy it. It's a simple one, but it is oh so delicious, and this would be a perfect side dish for steak, chicken, just a nice change from like chips or a baked potato. So much flavour, so delicious, and one of my faves. Lunch was great, and I'm now going to have my afternoon coffee. I've kind of not been having my afternoon coffees as frequently recently. I'm not quite sure why that is, but I'm going to have one today. So I have my big mug here, and I'm going to get myself a sachet. These are the Nescafe sachet with a latte in it, and you don't have to add milk. You just simply add hot water from the kettle and you are done, and they are delicious. These are 4 points, but you can get the skinny lattes, which I think are 2, perhaps 3. And I'm also going to have a cream egg because, you know, your girl likes a chocolate and I definitely want to indulge, especially at the moment. So I'm going to have one of these. They are 9 points on Blue, I believe, but make sure you check me on that because I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to pop the kettle on, have a brewski, and then we'll get on with dinner. It's now time for dinner, so let me get you up to speed. I've actually already started. In my pan here, I have caramelized and slowly cooked my onion and garlic until it is lovely and soft and sweet, and I also added salt and pepper as well. On my tray here I have some fresh coriander, some fresh parsley, and about 4 or 5 sprigs of thyme. I'm going to use skinless chicken breast, which is of course very low point value or free, I'm not too sure, but do check that out. I have a blend here of curry powder and fenugreek, which is delicious and aromatic. I have some chicken stock. Now I'm not going to make my own, but you could use vegetable if you're being conscious, but honestly, I mean, it doesn't amount to much, and this one's delicious. And then I'm going to use coconut milk. Feel free to use the lighter one because it is literally half the point value and half the calories. It's just, of course, at the moment I'm not pointing or being that conscious about things, but you know, feel free to pick up the light. I had that all the time and it is delicious. So what I'm going to do now is get my chicken fried with the rest of my herbs and spices, and at the end I will add my stock followed by my coconut milk, and I'll bring it all to the boil. I've also got some rice here on the go, and I'm going to squeeze some lemon juice on the top. There you have it, guys, absolutely delicious. I've got it with rice. I would say, if I was guessing, that it's probably about 6 to 8 points worth of rice, but honestly I can't be 100% sure. So if you're going to have rice, make sure you track it and weigh it accordingly. And I also have the half of the flatbread that I didn't finish from earlier, which is about 2.5 points. So I'm going to go and enjoy it. It smells delicious, it smells really fresh, and honestly I cannot wait. And there we have it, guys, the end of another What I Eat in a Day. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Make sure you check out the description box for links and recipes and all that good stuff. I'm going to end the night of my nightly orange. And yes, that curry honestly was just one of the best. It was really delicious and nice and light as well. I had it with a serving of rice, as you saw, that I made myself, and it was delicious. I hope you all decided to try it. Give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.